Welcome to Millennial Real Life Budget Review. In this episode, we are taking a look at a tech-powered couple who has a mortgage that is eating their budget alive. We are going to get into it in this video. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Justine. Here we talk about all ways to crush debt, achieve financial confidence that leads to more fun and fewer payments. And Millennial Real Life Budget Review is a series I do here where we anonymously review real millennials' budgets. And thank you to our sponsor today, Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps you cancel unwanted subscriptions, lower your monthly bills, and helps you manage your money better, but more on that later. I want to tell you about this power couple. They are high income earners living in Fairfax, Virginia. I did a little background check on Fairfax and it is a high cost of living area. It's right outside of DC. And so let me just tell you a little bit about their situation. Okay, so this person says, I am a big data engineer. My wife is a software engineer. We both work in tech. So he makes $130,000, she makes $150,000, combined $280,000. Now the median household income in 2022 in Fairfax, according to census.gov, is around $145,000. So they are doing well above the median household income for Fairfax. Now they said they're in their mid-30s, they're actively preparing for children, yay, and their parents and parents-in-law have both expressed interest in visiting us from abroad this year and will spend many months or even years with us. That said, we expected our family to grow and we had to buy a house, although we thought it was the worst time to do so. And then they mentioned that Fairfax is a very expensive area. The median single family house is approximately $1 million in Fairfax, and they expect their income to grow 3 to 5% every single year. I'm sure if you guys are working in tech and you're engineers, I mean, hats off to you. They struggle financially with not having money left over to save every single month, and then the high mortgage balance, which means high risk. Their top 2 to 3 financial goals they want to accomplish is to save for an emergency fund enough to cover 6 months of living expenses, and they said they're very low risk tolerant. They want to be very conservative with cash. They also want to pay off their mortgage early, and then lastly they want to contribute enough for early retirement, which I love to hear. Now they have $32,500 set aside in an emergency fund, but I really want to open up their budget and take a look at what their expenses look like to see how we can address this. So when I typically do these reviews, people are submitting their budget to me in the form of my template that I provide. This is a free template that you can use if you head over to debtfreemillennials.com/toolkit or linked in the description box below. This looks a little bit different than what I typically share in my reviews because I updated the template. So if you want the most up-to-date template, then it is yours. So they already filled this out, and I was emailing back and forth with this person just to get a few more insights on what was going down. Okay, so here's the deal. They're bringing in $14,200 per month in take-home pay. Okay, this is insane. Really, really well done, and something I would expect from a couple that's bringing in $280,000 in salary every single year. Now, what I did here, I can see they have a federal student loan balance of $17,600. Not terrible, especially for them. High income earners, they can knock that out really quickly. They also have a car loan at 3.99%. $387 monthly payment on that with a balance of $15,800. Again, not terrible. They could knock that out really quickly. The thing that's getting them though is this new mortgage. Now they bought this house for $1.2 million, which is not unheard of for Fairfax. They've got a balance of $957 and the interest rate is 6.37%. Now I can tell as I was emailing back and forth with this person that they were having serious regrets about when they bought in. I don't think they have regrets about like the house itself, but I think they have regrets about when they bought into the market with the interest rate and how much they actually paid for this home. Now here's the thing that's really getting to me about this budget that I want you to take a look at. With property taxes and insurance and the mortgage payment itself, they have a $7,100 mortgage payment every single month. Now, if I'm doing the math here, that's roughly 50% of their take home. And here's what I'm gonna do to make things easy. I'm gonna take this, divide it by this, and that is exactly 50%, okay? Unfortunately, even though you're high income earners, you bought way too much house. This really, your mortgage payment, including the property taxes and insurance, should be around 25 to 35% of your take home. Now, because you're in Fairfax, and I get it because I live in a high cost of living area myself, living in Los Angeles, and prior to that, San Diego, two very high cost of living areas. Even then, I think you could get away with finding something really amazing for about 35, 38% would be on the high end, 38% of your take home. So let's just kind of see what that would look like. I'm just going to pull up the calculator here. Times 0.38. So yeah, if we could find a mortgage payment that was closer to like the $5,400 or even lower, that would be really ideal for you. I don't want to harp you too much because I already understand that you kind of are feeling a little bad about it, but I just think this is eating your budget alive. When I'm taking a look at the rest of your income and expenses, now you did say you had a pretty hefty emergency fund down here of $32,000. And what I did is I took a look at what your fixed expenses were up here, and then it's summing around $8,500 in the month. So if I'm doing 8,500 times 3, a starter emergency fund for you would be $25,500. So you've already surpassed that, which is amazing. Actually, you could stop temporarily contributing to your emergency fund, and then you could go and attack the student loan and the car payment, and then just be done with those two things. Because $574 per month on debt payments, I think you could easily knock that out very, very fast, and then go back, build up that 6-month emergency fund, and then move on towards paying down the mortgage early. That's what they said. They wanted to pay off the mortgage early. And the only reason that I would really be thinking about that for you is if you're thinking this is the dream house. Like I bought a big house, but I bought my dream house and I'm going to be here for life. If that's you, if you can see yourself in this home for the next 15, 20 years, then I would say go ahead and do that early mortgage payoff. But if you're like, I think we could easily move away from Fairfax, or I could see us moving into a different setup, a different home, then I would be hesitant to really pay off the mortgage early and focus on some other money goals. Let's take a look at the rest of the stuff. You had variable expenses like the fund expenses, and actually, $400, $500, clothing $100, $400 for home maintenance improvement for sure. Fund money $200. Subscriptions was only $20, and I was like, is that true? And here's what I found out. So I was like, $20 for subscriptions, and you're making this kind of money. I was like, I don't think so. So I went back and asked, and here's what they had to say. So they do pay for Netflix, Spotify. They have a Capital One Venture X card with an annual fee of $395, DoorDash and Amazon Prime, just to name a few. So if we're adding all of that up, we're looking at about $650 in the year on subscriptions alone. And that's something that they could break out on a month-to-month basis and then set aside every single month for subscriptions. And then when they have those annual expenses for Amazon Prime or Capital One, then they could just pull that out of a sinking fund. If you don't know what a sinking fund is, I will link to that up here in the cards for you to check out. It's very likely that they have even more subscriptions than the ones that they just told me about, which is why today's sponsor, Rocket Money, is the perfect solution for helping you cancel unwanted subscriptions. So Rocket Money is a personal finance app that can help you cancel those unwanted subscriptions and can even negotiate your monthly bills and lower them on your behalf. Now, I can recall having an internet bill, and every single month I would get that bill, and it seemed like every single month it would increase, and I had no idea why. Nothing changed with my services. I wasn't watching more TV. I wasn't doing anything weird with my internet bill. And then all of a sudden it seemed like I'd have to get on the phone, talk to a customer service rep, get passed to 3 different departments, spend hours of my time during normal work hours just to try to handle this. And wouldn't it have been amazing to have a service like Rocket Money who could concierge that for me? Well, now you can do so. It's so easy. With a couple of taps, you can actually have your monthly bill negotiated on your behalf, which is so amazing. So I was actually thinking about canceling one of my annual subscriptions anyways, and so I was kind of halfway through that process with Rocket Money. I'm like, do I want to? I don't know. But they said sent me this email, which I thought was really, really cool. So they said, hey, I managed the bill negotiation process. You didn't finish your negotiation request. Here's a little advice on how you could do this for yourself. So if you don't want Rocket Money to negotiate this bill on your behalf, they actually gave you some tips here, doing some preliminary research, being friendly, inquiring about better plan options, asking for the customer retention department. I just thought this was really, really nice of Rocket Money to say, hey, you don't want us to do it, that's okay. Here's some tips on how to navigate this yourself. So not only do they help you negotiate your bills, but they also help you cancel unwanted subscriptions. What I love about this is it's plug and play. You literally plug in your financial accounts that sync to the app, and then they comb through it and they can see exactly what subscriptions are in your name. Oftentimes when we're signing up for things, especially on a monthly or maybe a bi-monthly basis, you're not really sure. It's just money out and you kind of forget to look. And Rocket Money really makes sure that you have eyeballs on all of your subscriptions so that you know exactly what you're using, what you're not, and so that you can free up money in your budget. In fact, Rocket Money has helped people save up to $740 in the year by canceling unwanted subscriptions. Not only that, but there is a budgeting component that helps you find and track your spending patterns. In fact, it told me exactly how many times I had gone to Ralph's grocery store in the past month or how many times I haunt Target. It's a really great app to help you just get your eyeballs on your money so you know exactly how you're spending, what subscriptions that you have, and helps you negotiate your bills. If you're interested in checking out Rocket Money, head over to rocketmoney.com/debtfreemillennials to check it out for free, and you can unlock even more features using the premium version. Thank you so much to Rocket Money for sponsoring this video. Again, check out that link below or head to rocketmoney.com/debtfreemillennials, and let's get back into the review. Okay, so their subscriptions are actually not $20 a month. It's more like $54 a month if I was tracking every single thing that they told me, and I have a feeling that it's probably going to be more than that. They still have a net of $721, but actually what I would do here is I would temporarily stop or maybe even just reduce the amount of money that you are putting towards the emergency fund for now, and then redirect the money into your debt payment because you already have a really hefty emergency fund going. I think if you want to just continue to do $500 while we address some of the debts, let's talk about that. So I love using the debt reduction calculator by vertex42.com to implement some of this information for you. So I went ahead and added the student loan, the Honda financial, and the mortgage payment only because you said you were interested in paying this off early. If you were just wanting to kind of wait and see and figure out, okay, maybe I'll change homes, maybe I'll figure something else out and I won't keep this home forever, then I would completely take that off. Normally I'm using this for just consumer debt, student loans, car loans, personal loans, that sort of thing. But let me change this to today's date and let's see what we've got going on here. So they told me that the mortgage payment alone minus the property taxes and insurance, which is $6,000. So if I'm taking a look at that, then all in their minimum monthly payments on debt is $6,574. And I said, well, what if they could do an extra $1,400? So an all-in monthly payment of $8,000. Now the cool thing here is because they're high income earners, let me check this out. They could actually do $2,000. So what if I did what if I did $8,500? Now this is really, really interesting because they've got so much money to play with that this makes it really easy for them. That Honda gets paid off in 7 months. So by this fall, you've got a paid off car. Friggin' love that. By next spring, your federal student loans are done. Love that. Also, you said you took out a 30-year mortgage. What if we cut that in half? And now that's a 15-year mortgage. That's totally doable for you if you are putting an extra $2,000 into your debts right now. Then you could make all of this happen. Now, I didn't change anything else in your variable spending or anything. We didn't put any outside money towards investing right now. I know you guys are actively working on your employer-sponsored retirement plans, which is amazing. You can continue to do that. You guys are out of the income eligibility requirements for the Roth IRA, but you could open up a traditional IRA and then convert it into a Roth IRA, which is typically called a backdoor Roth IRA and do it that way. And the advantages of that is now you're getting into that tax-free Roth IRA investing account for you. So that could be something that you check out. If you're interested in learning more about Roth IRAs, I have a whole explainer video that I will link to up here in the cards for you to check out. That could be something that you check out. I also would love for you to check out Projection Lab. Projection Lab is a financial planning simulator tool that helps you plug in all of your debt, income, your current investing numbers, all cash, everything into one platform, and then it tracks and projects your net worth over time to see if you truly could hit financial independence earlier than typical retirement years of 65. So if you guys wanted to retire in your 50s, this tool could help you understand how to get there. So definitely check that out. I will leave my affiliate link below. That is something that I actively provide inside of my one-on-one coaching program, my Debt-Free Millennials coaching program. I think you guys would be a perfect fit for that program actually. So if you want to learn more about working together, my coaching program is linked down below. But getting back to the debt reduction calculator here, we're talking about an extra $2,000 into some of these things. And now, again, I think a good thing would be just to pay off these first two debts to free up that extra, let's see what we got here, $574 a month. If we can just wipe that clean and then maybe work on some midterm financial goals for you. Maybe that's making sure that we have a replacement car fund ready to go if you guys are daily drivers. I'm not sure. Also, we talked about actively preparing for children. What if we started a 529 plan and opened that up? What if we started a baby fund and we started thinking about the things that we would need for a new baby, such as a crib, a stroller? I'm thinking big ticket items here, car seats, all of those things. Maybe we do a little sinking fund for that of a couple $1,000s if you really wanted to. I mean, you guys are high income earners. I think if you wanted to get the nicer things, you totally could. It's really up to you on how you envision that looking for your life. So I think these are some things that you'll also need to be thinking about, not just paying off the mortgage, but if your parents are truly coming to live with you and now we're thinking about doing a multi-generational family home, how are they providing and contributing to the household? Whether it's, they're cooking or they're helping tidying up the home, perhaps being part of baby's life and helping out, especially during the newborn months, and then they're foregoing the financial responsibilities of paying for groceries and mortgage. I mean, you're going to have to think about that when it comes to energy usage and groceries and maybe eating out. All of those expenses are going to go up as we bring more people into the family unit. So these are some ideas that we could definitely discuss together, but those are the things that I want you thinking about. I think what I would do in the immediate term is just looking at the emergency fund, temporarily reducing that right now, because I think you have a really robust, I've said that, it's robust. And then going into your debt payments and knocking out that student loan and the Honda. Those are easy wins for you guys. We're talking in less than a year's time, you could easily knock out both of those things. And then let's talk about some short-term goals and learning how to fund those so that you feel prepared financially for a new baby. I think that would be awesome. And I think the biggest takeaway here is 50% of your income going towards your mortgage is just a lot of money. And I don't want you to be house poor. 50% is really getting into that house poor range. If there's a way that we can shift some of that into perhaps looking at getting a house that has a smaller payment, or you guys are really going to have to work on increasing your income over time, I think those are the only two things that are going to get you out of this, is either selling the home and getting into something that has that mortgage payment around the $5,400 tops, or we're looking at really increasing our income over time, which no doubts you guys can do. It's just 50% is just absolutely killing it right now. So that was the budget review. If you like this one, give it a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of this budget? Is it realistic? Should they keep the house or should they sell it, knowing Fairfax is really an expensive area to live in? And I will catch you guys in the next video. Don't forget to check out rocketmoney.com/debtfreemillennials. Thank you so much for sponsoring this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.